Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another series review. I just recently watched My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, and the episode was called Canterlot Boutique, and this was sort of like a reboot of Suited for Success. I think a lot of bronies and Pegasisters will agree with that, especially with the Rules of Rarity, which I absolutely love that song. I would love to see sheet music for it. I would love to do it myself, even though Pinkie Pie is my favorite. Uh, but next to Twilight, of course, Pinkie Pie and Twilight are my favorite ponies of the main six. I really liked this. I thought this episode, Rarity-centric episode, was really tremendous, and it just had a lot of good moral and ethical development in just how to be polite in a business setting and conducting yourselves properly, basically. And so many people don't know how to do that, especially in a professional environment. And there were a lot of things I was thinking of, and I thought, yeah, there's a lot of truthfulness in this. And I work in a factory, and I feel the same way that Rarity does. I don't get to exercise. Well, I do in ways that I can voice my opinion on the whiteboard, and they take my suggestions into account. Of course, they can't do everything that's suggested. They can only take suggestions that'll help productivity and everything. But yeah, I do get to be creative on my time off, so I'm glad I can do that, especially in this script that I wrote called Mood Lighting, which happens to chronicle the life of a light technician. And I've loved stagecraft, and just the whole idea was spawned by that. But anyway, I think that Rarity is a really integral character. She's very interesting, and I really like her, even though I'm not really into fashion like she is. She's into the haute couture, as it's said, and I like the fact that they took an anagram TLC and made it something even more interesting, time, love, and couture. And I just thought that was very clever and very cute. And I liked the names that she had for her dress, and the dresses in the episode were absolutely stunning. I mean, they were just beatific in all ways, shapes, and forms. I would really love to see actual dresses like that. And I know if somebody were to do something for charity in that sense, they would be ridiculously expensive, because I know a lot of things like that are. I mean, even if you see cosplay stuff like that, it's not cheap. I should know. I mean, I don't do any of my own sewing or whatnot because I don't have the talent. I'm good with baking, I'm good with drawing, I'm good with writing, parodying, etc., chording on the piano and singing. But sewing, I can only sew buttons, so having that kind of ability is, to me, very impressive and to be admired. And it's interesting to see that Sassy actually learns her lesson in the end. And there were some new characters that were introduced I really liked, and I enjoyed the fact that they had a more corpulent pony, because usually most of the stallions and the fillies and mares and colts that we see are just one body type, and you see this a lot. But I like that. I thought, good, finally they have a mare that's actually regular sized. That was a bold move. Of course, I was also thinking about Norman Lear as of late. They had him on, it was an older episode of Dr. Oz, but he presents things, and he did it more often in a time when it probably wasn't really considered that much, or a lot of topics were taboo. But he took a lot of controversial subjects, topics at that time that were considered but they're still controversial in their way. less so now than they were when he first presented them. But he did so in a very convivial manner and very consistent, relatable way that people could actually sit down and talk about these issues that a lot of times may not have been discussed otherwise. And I like it when a series does this, and they do so, they don't take any offensive pot shots at a certain, race or body type or creed. And that's what it's all about. That's what My Little Pony is all about. It's about tolerance and acceptance, and I like that. I really love that, and I'm glad that they took such lengths to do that in this particular episode, and congratulations, kudos to you in doing so, because that was a very bold move on your part, and hopefully they don't get any backlash for it, because they did when they did Derpy, and I mean, look at how popular Derpy is now, and that it's actually turned into something more positive than anything else, and I'm very happy to hear that. See, even bad press can get a good result in the end, and I've heard a lot about this in a lot of fan communities, and things will go horribly wrong, and then usually it'll turn out to be something good in the long run. It actually turns out to be something that galvanizes the fan base and makes it stronger, and just to see that, I think, is very, very positive, and that's why I'm enjoying My Little Pony. Updates. A lot is happening, and I'm hoping that fairly soon I can get promoted. We'll see. I don't know. I have to wait until October. If not, I have a fallback, and I'm looking into information technology to get more involved with that. I still don't want to be confined to a chair. I like being mobile, and I think Amazon has saved my life and making me more healthy and eating better, and just I've lost quite a bit of weight, as you can probably tell, and I even lost a pound recently due to just moving around and sweating my tuchus off. That's about all I have to say. So until next time, live long and prosper. Ciao, Susie.